Hi guys, my name is Manish Joshi. I'm from Nepal. I am studying pharmacy in Germany. I'm currently in my fourth year, and today I'm going to give you some information about the pharmacy studies and the other things that you might need if you are planning to study pharmacy in Germany. And hope you guys will enjoy it. Yeah, the question is really interesting. Why Germany? Yeah, that is a good question. In my opinion, Germany is one of the most progressive countries in Europe or maybe in the world, and the education system in Germany is really good, and a lot of people all over the world are coming here to study uh, in this country. And the in my from my personal experience, I can tell that the study system is really practically oriented in contrast to what we have in our countries. Like, it is mostly theoretical, and here it is really practically oriented. You have internship and all these kind of things, and you also get a lot of exposure in different industries during your study. And again, exactly this kind of things is the reason why I would say that Germany is the good destination if you want to study your higher studies like pharmacy. Yeah, as a high school graduate, when you have your high school diploma, then you will be needing the most first and foremost thing, that is the language skills. You have to do some language in your home country. In Nepal, in my case, I did till B1, the German language institute, and then I came over here. I had my plus two, like yeah, it's a high school diploma, and I just came here and did my language. And then I had to go to I could not go directly to the university, rather I had to write an entrance exam. It is called student colleague, and I had to write an entrance exam, and the exam was mostly concerned the things they asked was mostly your German language skills, and the minimum requirement to participate in this exam was B1. And in my case it was the same, and I wrote this exam, and I got admitted in the student colleague. It is a 1 year preparation course before the university, and you just I visited this student colleague in Nordhausen. It is a small city here in Thüringen, and yeah, and they had almost 7 subjects. It's basically what we had in class 11 and 12. And I was planning to study in medical. I was planning to go in medical field, and I had to visit M course, they say. And yeah, and I had to do all physics, chemistry, biology and everything. But it was relatively easy because yeah, we had this everything in my home country as well, so it was quite easy. But since the hurdle is that you have to do all these subjects in German language, so it is that is quite challenging. So if you have really good language skills, then it is really advantageous, so to speak, and that will help you a lot. And you have to write an exam at the end. After 1 year, this exam is called Feststellungsprüfung, and you have to write this exam. And after you pass this exam, then you will be qualified to apply in the university, and you have to apply all this stuff, and yeah, and basically then you can hope to get a place in the university in your subject you desire to study. Yeah, it is possible to study in English language as well, even the pharmacy course, and also if you want to study medicine and other subjects. But the difference is that there are private universities and public universities, and I visited a public university. And in public university, the courses like medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, law, these subjects are completely taught in German language. So that means you have to have a good German language skills, so that you can visit this public university and so that you can pursue this course. Yeah, but if you are interested in doing English in English language, then you need to go to the private university. And the thing is that in private university you have to pay a quite big sum of money as a fees that you don't pay in the public university. Like I did not inform myself exactly how much does it cost, but I can imagine that it might cost like 5,000 euro per semester in a private university if you want to study pharmacy. But here in public university I pay. There is no fees, basically there is no tuition fees. I don't pay anything, but there is something called Semesterbeitrag. It is semester contribution, and that I have to pay like around 220 euros per 6 month per semester. So that is the difference. And if you think that if there is any public university that is providing the course in English language, then I have to say no, because yeah, that is not the case. In public university it is always in German language. So you don't have there is no university as far as I know that provides English course that provides pharmacy course in English language. Yeah, the requirements are your plus 2 certificate, I mean your high school diploma, and you have to, like I said, in my it was before 6-7 years already, the time where I applied myself. At that time I had to show a B1 certificate, Certificat Deutsch B1, and then I had to my high school degree, and this kind of those were the basic requirements. That's all actually. And I had to show the money at 1,000 euros blocked account. That is anyway. And now I'm not, yeah, as far as I know now, you have to have at least 80% if you want to pursue medicine field, medicine and biology. You have to have 80% in your plus 2, so that you get admission letter from them, from the student colleague. So, and I think the language requirement would be B1 or B2. It depends on the student colleague. You have to email them and ask them what are the requirements. So basically the basic things are the German language qualification and your high school percentage. Yeah, the basic expense, like I said earlier, it is you have to have this. In my time, it was 8,000 euros blocked account. Blocked means that you cannot, when you come here, you have this money in the bank and you are only allowed to withdraw 650 euros per month. You cannot withdraw 8,000 at a time. It is your money, but you cannot withdraw it all at once. You can only take 650 euros every month. So that is blocked. And now I think it is 10,000 euros. Maybe they have slightly increased the money that we need to deposit, but anyway. And you have this account and you use it. It is for you to pay the rent, and in the first year it is difficult. You have to source a room. Maybe you don't get a cheap room, or maybe there are other expenses that basically you need to, because you don't know where to. Maybe you have to stay in the hotel. Yeah, there are a lot of things you have to consider. The expenses, you cannot just estimate what expenses you are going to make. So that is why they make this provision to make a block account, and it is also quite logical to do that, because in your first year in a foreign country, you'll have different kind of things you have to tackle. But and in my case, I had this money, but I joined the language school when I came, and I started working, and I worked in a lot of places to finance myself, because I also wanted to save the money that I brought, this 8,000 euros. I tried to not use it, that I just tried to work and finance myself. And I worked in like restaurants, or you can, like fast food restaurants or normal restaurants, and like those places. And I was able to work part-time and able to finance myself to some extent. And that is basically that thing. And once you enter in the university, you can live in the student and dormitory, and it is quite cheap than living outside, and it is very nice. I mean, you also live with other students, and the expenses, the rent is also not that high. And you can also, when you are a student, it is also easy to get job in the university. You can work under professor. There are a lot of professors, they are doing research, and they are always looking for temp student that can basically help them a little bit for part-time work, paperwork, and this kind of things. And you can work at those places, or you can also, I also worked as a student help, also like as a student. I worked in the university hospital. We have a university hospital Jena, and it was quite easy for me. And if I work 40 hours a month, then it was almost sufficient for me to finance myself, and I also had time for my studies, so that is manageable. The job prospective after pharmacy, after you complete your study in pharmacy subject, is really good in Germany. You can work in a lot of places, like you can work in public pharmacy, you can work in pharma industry, and you can also work in research field. There is a huge demand for licensed pharmacists in the German market, so to speak. And you can also, and pharmacies, there is a lot of subjects, right, like pharmacology, pharmaceutical chemistry, pharmaceutical technology, and all these fields are really they are always looking for research candidates, for PhD students, and and you have really chance to make career in these fields. So I would say that the job perspective is really good if you manage to complete your pharmacy study. Yeah, the program is for 5 years, and you have to write altogether 3 state exam in 5 years time, and after 2 years you have a first state exam, and after 4th year you have a second state exam, then you have 1 year internship, and then you have 3rd state exam. And the difficulties, it would be dishonest if I say it is not difficult. Of course it is difficult, it is quite challenging, mostly if you have to work part-time. It is quite challenging. You have to manage the time really organized way, and you have to you really have to focus on your study, and you cannot let distract yourself with other things. And in my case, I also had some difficulties because you can imagine when you are studying in a German university in German language as a foreign student, and you have to read all the German books, and you have to follow the lecture in German language. At first, even though if you are really good in the language, it might be difficult for you in the first days to understand what the professor is saying, because they are speaking really fast, I don't know. And in my personal experience, it was really difficult, but I managed some way. I just read the book, and it was sufficient actually to pass the exam. And eventually I just get used to it, because I was doing the university, I was just going again and again, and in course of time I just got used to it, and it became eventually easy. And now I'm in 4th year, like I said, and I have a good command over the language, and I can really understand what the professor is saying, or doesn't matter anybody is saying. And it feels good that eventually that I stood, even it was difficult, I just stood there, and I just worked more and more in the language and the studies and everything. And I can say that it is definitely possible. And in between, during during 2nd year, 3rd year, there might come a phase where you really get frustrated. The thing is, when you fail the exam, then you think that sometimes you think that you just it is not for you, or this kind of stuff. But you just need to work more and more, and you just and I can say that at the end of the day, it is worthwhile doing that. The difference between conditional and unconditional letter, it is if you are a high school graduate, then in my case, I applied for studying medicine at that time. Actually, even though now I study pharmacy, I applied for medicine, and I got the admission letter from the university directly, and it was a conditional admission letter for medicine. And the conditional means that it is not admission letter with which you can directly go to the university, but the thing is, there is conditional means there is one condition, and that is you have to go to the student colleague, and you have to write the entrance exam, and you have to do 1 year student colleague, and then pass that, and then you can apply for the university for doing medicine. That is the condition. So that is the meaning. And unconditional or non-conditional, that in my opinion, that is for the students that are willing to do master degrees, like scientific instrumentation. If you are applying for master studies, then you get the admission letter directly from the university, and you don't need to go here and there, no language, or you don't need to do any student colleague. You just go to the university and your program is all completely in English. So that is, I think, yeah, that would be non-conditional, so to speak. Yeah, that is the difference. Yeah, my suggestions. I have lot of suggestions in my mind, but I think it would take a lot of time if I say everything. But I would say that the primary weapon as a foreign student is the language. Yeah, that is the most important weapon, so to speak, that will really ease you during your stay here as a student, during the time you live here. So it is really important to brush up, to make your language skills as strong as possible. And and if you have the language skill, then it's easy for you in every aspects here. Even if you are going to buy something in supermarket, if you are going to buy food, or you are searching for a job, and in the studies anyway, and this kind of things. And even if you have to socialize with people, making friends, or you go to park, maybe you talk with people, and because everybody is speaking German, right? So it would be really helpful for you if you could, if you have the really good skills. And I mean, nobody can speak perfectly. It is the matter of time. The thing is that it is the faster you brush up your language, the better it is. So in my opinion, it's better that you invest more time to really try to master the language, so that it would be easy for you as soon as possible. And these things, and you have to, like, during your stay as a student, you face up with a lot of people from all over the world, and even German students, they are classmates. And in my case, there are a lot of German classmates because they study in German, right? So you have to be positive. The most important thing is that you need to be positive. And you might sometimes get a feeling that since you are a foreigner and it's a completely different environment, but it was your choice, right? I mean, it is my choice that I wanted to study here. So you have to really try to cope up with the situation and try to integrate in the environment, so that and be positive. Even if you get sometimes negative vibe, or I don't know, if you have this negative thing in your mind, then you need to cope up with it. And just, it is really important to be positive and to focus on what your purpose, why you are here, and what do you want to do. And that is the most important thing. You cannot forget this. And basically you have to be mentally strong. And because you are living here in a foreign, away from your parents and friends, so it is really important to keep yourself mentally stable and focus on your study. And at the end of the day, you will then realize that it was really a good investment of time and your effort, and it will pay off definitely. That would be my message. So if you are planning to study in Germany, even if you are not only pharmacy or any other subject, then I would just wish you all the best. And it is it's a different world around here. It's completely different from our side, right? And I would just say that it's your luck, it's my luck, it's our luck that we could come here and we can study the thing we want. And it's like a privilege. Sometimes you can also say like that. And I'm sure that you will have a really lifelong experience, and the people you will make, the culture and the language and the places you will visit, it's really fascinating. And it's really, in my opinion, it's a really wise decision. If you are planning to pursue your career after high school, then it's a really good place to be, because like I said, Germany is really progressive, and people are also relatively open. If you could speak their language, if you understand them. If you don't speak the language, then you might perceive it differently. But anyway, that is the thing. And I would like to thank Ravi for letting me share my experience. And like I said, maybe we'll see each other in Germany if you come here in future. That would be all.